Guys, it is not a good day to be out here working, for sure. The rain you see on my windshield. I come over here early this morning and got to Deerfield, Missouri, like I usually do. When I left Stockton about 5 o'clock, left my house. Weather wasn't really doing anything. A little bit of snow on the roads, more the further you got over here towards the Kansas line. But since then, it switched over to freezing rain. So I'm running down 54 highway here, which is a fairly busy highway. And see, just like this guy in front of me, a lot of people are pulling off because this rain is freezing to their windshields and they're having trouble seeing out their windshields. So Dad and I were just talking about that, and we're going to try it. We're only going to have just a couple days to work this week, probably today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. That'll be our best working days. We're just supposed to get some weather that's, for us in this part of the world, it's really kind of unseasonably cool. Just even for winter, like it's just out of the ordinary. And we really, it's been a pretty mild winter, but that's just Missouri for you. I mean, this time next week it could be 80 degrees, but for this part of the week, it's not looking good. The road here almost feels a little slick. I probably shouldn't, but I'm going to try it. I'm going to try to go put some on the ground, get some cut. I'd like to try to, make the most out of my trip over here, salvage a little bit, and we'll see what we can get done. It's really not too bad down here where the wind isn't blowing. Got 13 degrees down here in the bottom. The worst part's this light rain, this light drizzle, which it's let up a little bit from what it was just a bit ago, but still. Thing you got to be careful about is when you're cutting walnut in this cold weather, your walnut becomes real brittle, so it's real prone to busting. But in this area here, I don't think we're going to run into anything that's real troublesome. We'll see. I'm going to put a new chain on a saw this morning to start with, and we're going to finish up cutting right here, get these trees cutting on the ground. We might try to run the skidder here after a bit and try to drag some. Need to buck these. I don't know if this, I was wanting to pack these, and I don't know if the skid steer will move. We'll go check on it here in a bit. We're just going to try to salvage the most early in the week we can. I'd really like to finish this job up. I'm really not sure how many trees we got left to cut. Probably at least 40, maybe more, which doesn't sound like a lot, but sometimes these walnut, the time involved in cutting them, it can take a while, especially just being a two-man show like Dad and I. Snow's starting to get a little harder. It's changed from rain to snow, which is a plus, I guess. It's still pretty cool, about 13. Dad is on this side of the creek. We just finished up where we were, and we're kind of these little creeks and tributaries that run into the big creek down there. Most of the timber is on this side of the creek where Dad's cutting. It goes down into the bottom to the big creek. This is just a little tributary that comes off the hills up here. This is a pretty neat little area. I'm just going through here and taking some of the bigger trees out. You can see this one here has got a big dead limb coming off of it. A lot of good young trees growing in here. A lot of them. This is a good place for these walnut to grow. None of these are planted. These are all growing wild, natural. The good thing about this in this low soil down here in this low bottom, a lot of moisture. It's pretty good dirt. These trees are gonna grow up to be something one of these days. And going through here and thinning out some of these bigger trees like this will help their cause, especially these ones that are already showing decline in life. So we'll get a few of these. There's not too many in this little area right here to cut. Just a handful, and the majority of the other trees are back over in there. You can see that's just full of walnut over in there on that side of the little branch. So I'd say today all we're going to do is cut. I think Dad said he's just going to cut 5 or 6 more and he's going to head in. I'm going to try to go a little more than that. And the reason why he's heading in is the roads are getting bad. I told Dad on the way over here, 43 highway was getting really slick, and being as far from home as we are, it makes, if the weather does turn bad, that commute gets really terrible, even though it's just about 65 or 70 miles. probably all we'll do for today. I'm going to wait and drag logs tomorrow. We've got just about everything cut. I'm soaked clear through my undershirt. With that open station skidder, as cold as it is, it's a good way to get sick, and I don't need to get sick this time of year. You can see ice in my mustache here, my beard. So it's pretty cool today. Not a bad day of cutting. You can definitely tell it's Monday. I should have come over here and worked Saturday, and I thought about it and I felt guilty that I didn't all weekend, and I should have while we still had a decent day up in the 30s. I'm kicking myself for it now, but tomorrow we should be able to, I said we got all the cutting done. We've got about 6 or 7 more right here where we're at in this area. We'll get those cut tomorrow. We'll have the skidder here to kind of push on them a little bit to get them to go where we want. Hopefully the skid steer will run tomorrow because it's tight deck areas and we need to shuffle logs around the best we can. So it's cold. Dad's headed in. I'm headed in. Like I said, I'm absolutely soaked. It's cold. It's definitely days like today that I miss having a cab skidder with heat and air, and that's definitely amongst all the upgrades and equipment purchases we've done in the last year and a half. A G3, newer G3 or a newer skidder of some sort is definitely in the works. We've got 5 skidders. At one time, I thought having a bunch of skidders was awesome. You've always got a skidder, but when you got older skidders like we do, it seems like you're always working on one of them. There's always something wrong with one of them, with the older iron. And the older iron is cheaper to work on. Even guys like me can actually work on it that have no mechanical skills whatsoever. So there are pros and cons to old iron. There definitely is, but just being a two-man show like Dad and I, just like this morning, you go in there and you cut, and it doesn't matter how cold it is. When I cut, man, I sweat like a pig. I do, and I started out my heavy coat on this morning, and it didn't take me long to lose that for a couple of reasons. One, I get bound up too easily. I feel like I'm that kid off a Christmas Story, Ralphie's brother, when he's in his big heavy coat. But I get hot too easy. My ears get cold easy. If my ears get cold, I'm miserable. I changed my stocking cap 3 times this morning because they were soaked in sweat. So my undershirt under my hoodie is soaked in sweat. I'm actually pretty cold right now, even in my truck. I've got the chills, and that's what's bad. You go into cut in the morning like this, and then you got to jump on that skidder, and you're already cold. I mean, you freeze to death. Especially when you're up there in that wind, in that open station machine. You do. No matter how many coats you put on or what you do, you're cold, and it makes for a long, miserable day. So that's why tomorrow I'm just going to wait and drag everything out tomorrow. Hopefully we can roll through it, pretty quick, get through there. First thing in the morning, when I get over here, I've actually got the hiccups now. First thing in the morning, get over here, I'll start the skidder and the skid steer, let them both be warming up. I'll probably just let the skid steer sit there and just try to warm up, get hot. That way if anything, if it is froze down, hopefully there'll be some heat going to it, kind of help thaw things out so we can break those tracks loose. That way we can move some logs. That's bugging me. Yeah, definitely miss having a cab machine on days like today, or even in the summertime. In the summertime when you go out and you cut in the mornings and it's blistering hot. I mean, people think it's hot. Well, it's hot, but then you get in the timber. It is hot in the timber because there's no air moving at all in the summertime in the timber. It is completely still, dead air, dead hot, miserable, humid air here in Southwest Missouri. So I miss having the heat, and I miss having the AC. It's probably what I should have spent my money on instead of a new Serco loader, but oh well. New Serco loader, yeah. So last Friday, a friend of mine from down at West Plains, he actually sent me some pictures of the back sitting out front with the loader on it. They hadn't even called me to tell me it was done yet. They actually called me first thing this morning about 9 o'clock. Ozark Machinery did at West Plains to tell me that the truck was done and ready to go. So we'll go down there and get it one day this week. I'm not sure when we're going to go down there. My first priority right now is trying to finish that job up so it's ready to go by Friday. That's my absolute priority this week is get it wrapped up, get it done, and then we'll worry about that truck later. Because even when we go get that truck, it's not like we're going to be hauling logs. We've still got to put a log bed together for it. So we'll go down there and we'll get it, and we'll look at it, do a walk around, be a cold walk around the way it's looking. We'll make a video of me and Brandon going down to fetch that thing. But yeah, so tomorrow, hopefully, I think the weather's supposed to be about like it is today. My truck right here, it's reading 13 degrees. So it's pretty cool. It's kind of still blowing snow lightly. It's switched from freezing rain over to snow, as I said earlier. I don't know what the accumulation totals are supposed to be, but it's going to be a long week for us. Like I said, part of the world I'm in, we're not really used to this bitter cold, what we consider bitter cold weather. I know you guys up north working this stuff 4 or 5 months out of the year. You can have it. You can definitely have this stuff. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. Guess that's about it. Short video today. We'll see you tomorrow, and hopefully we can get some wood out. Hey guys, if you like what you see, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for all of our latest videos.